In this class we are going to discuss about error cause and types of errors. Error means it is the difference between the true value and measurement value. For example, if you measured any object length or anything, and if you got some value, and if it is differ from the true value, then the difference between the two comes under the error. See, there are some different types of errors. Let us consider the discussion about the errors. Errors is mainly categorized into three different types of errors. That is, first one is systematic error, and second one is random error, and third one is least count error. So these are the three major different types of errors. Coming to the systematic error is again classified into three different types. That is instrumental error, and the second one is imperfect technique, and next one is personal error. So systematic error is again divided into three types, that is instrumental error, imperfect technique error, and personal error. And next one is random error and least count error. Now coming to the systematic error. This systematic error is a known error and it can be corrected also. So coming to the instrumental error, see, for some instruments during the calibration only, the calibration will have some wrong. The calibration by itself, it will be wrong calibrated. For example, if the calibrated scale having 1 mm calibration wrong, so throughout the measurement will have the error of 1 mm. If the calibration scale is having 2 mm wrong, then throughout the measurement, if you measure the length or height of the pen, so we'll get 2 mm error. The true value of this pen is, you consider suppose 13 centimeter. So we won't get 13 centimeter when we are measuring it. We'll get 2 mm less. So that is due to the variation in the instrument. Due to the error in the instrument, due to the wrong calibration, we'll get a wrong value. So the measurement will be having some variation with the true value. So that is instrumental error. And next, coming to imperfect technique. Imperfect technique in the sense, if you want to find the acceleration due to gravity, small g value, we have to arrange a simple pendulum. There will be some process for it. We have to do the process correctly, and we have to apply the formula correctly, and finally we will get the result. And while doing so, the oscillations of the pendulum bob should be small oscillations. We have to consider small oscillations. Instead of considering small oscillations, if you consider and take big oscillations, it will make big angle, and we may not get the correct value of the acceleration. The oscillation for a simple pendulum should be small. Why it should be small? There we will consider that sin theta, we'll take it as theta. We won't consider sine. When we won't consider sine, when the angle is too small. So that's why the oscillation made by the simple pendulum should be small. then only we will get the acceleration correctly. So that comes under imperfect technique. Whatever the techniques we are going to use, that should be properly maintained in a systematic manner. Then only we will get the correct result, or else we will get an error. In the same way, personal error. Personal error. While measuring the length of a pen or any other book, we'll take a scale, meter scale, and if you place the pen or book, what we have to measure, easily you can identify the length of the book or pen. But while taking the reading, our eye level should be straight to the measurement of the points, and to measure the level of the liquid in a bottle. So for that also our eye level should be equal to the level of the water while comparing with a scale. Then we will get the correct value, or else we will get a personal error. The error which is made by a person who is measuring it comes under this personal error. And next, if you consider the next one is random error. And see, these systematic errors like instrumental error, imperfect technique, or personal error can be corrected. How it can be corrected? So the calibration, if the calibration is properly taken, the instrumental error will be corrected. And we have to follow some precautions for these imperfect techniques. To avoid these imperfect techniques, we have to follow some precautions, and we should be careful. Then we will get this. And personal error also can be avoided with the well taking care while measuring anything. The eye level should be the equal to the level of the water, or it should be straight. Then this personal error also can be rectified. And next, coming to the random error. See, we are doing the simple pendulum activity. While doing simple pendulum activity, we will have some readings. So finally we will find out small g value. If we are getting the small g value like this, some 9.86, 9.52, or 9.31, 9.63, or 9.72. So if you are getting like these values, randomly we are doing the activity for number of times, 5 times we have done. Here the 9 is not changing, so up to here it is correct. But these we are getting the different values. The different values if we are getting means we are doing somewhere wrong. See, you may take all the precautions well, even though if you are systematic, we are doing no systematic error also, we may have a random error. This is unknown error. This is, we don't know why these values are like this. This is known error. Systematic error is known error, and random error is unknown error. We don't know this, how this happens. So if even though a correct person, if a person is doing this activity correctly, if a person did the activity correctly, he may get the nearer values like 72, 74, 76, 71, 70, like this he may get. But even though there is some variation at the last digits. So for this random error, only one thing we have to do is we have to take a mean value. We have to average all the values, and we have to take the mean value. That is only the rectification for this random error. Random error can be modified by taking a mean value, so the average value can be taken as the answer. This is coming talking about these random values or random errors. Coming to the least count, the third one is least count. The least count error, it depends upon the least count only. For example, if anyone asks you the time, you may give the time like this: 10:20, 10 hours 20 minutes. Are you saying the exact time? No, we may lag with some seconds. Up to minutes will give the correct time, but coming to the seconds, it may not be such accurate. It is changing, or after some time you may say the time as 10:21, but you can't give the seconds. So what is the error between these two? It will be from 1 second to 59 seconds. So that is the error we made while giving some time. Why? Because in watches we may have hours and minutes. You may not have the visibility of seconds, or the seconds will change from a fraction of time to fraction some other instant of time. It will change. So seconds will change, but minutes won't change. So whatever the time we are saying, it may be having some small error from 1 second to 59 seconds. After 59 seconds, the minute also will change. Or if you take the temperature of a room, the temperature of a room may be like this. It may be any one of these. For example, I am considering the temperature of the room is 32 degree. Are you giving the exact temperature of the room? Means maybe it may be in between 32 and 33, somewhere else. So that means the error for the temperature is 1 degree Celsius. We can't give exactly it may be 32 or 33. That means 1 degree Celsius is having error. If the scale is like this, if the scale is having like this values 32 and like this 31.5, so here also we may get some error. That is up to 0.5 degrees Celsius will get the error here. So like this, in this way we are having some different types of errors: systematic error, random error, and least count error. And in this systematic error, instrumental error, imperfect technique, and personal error. So these are the types of errors, and these are the causes of the errors also. Thank you.